Hello and welcome. This is Mouse Gunner, and we're back some more. Motorsport Manager, returning to the Predator Racing Group with the Worst to Best Challenge. And the next race we have is going to be a tough one. This track is always been a little bit on the tough side for our team. And crucial is acceleration, low speed corners, and useful is top speed. So the only real factor here that isn't a spec part is top speed, which is actually something that we have improved decently. We have medium fuel burn, high tire wear. Race, we have projected rain, so that will make things a little bit more difficult as well. Let's go ahead and get going here. We've got 24 days until that race is going to happen. There's not a whole lot we have to do with our team. We've already improved the parts as much as we're going to improve them. So it's now more or less finishing off the rest of the season. We've got some scouting reports happening. And we are building a new headquarters, but I don't suspect that will be done in time for the end of the season. Maybe just barely it will be done in time for the season, as we do still have 2 more races to go, and usually there's about a month in between. Okay, so we're going to have our reliability work done here in a second. Not sure. Yeah, that didn't officially happen, so we'll let it tick here, and then we'll pause. I really wish it would pause on that, so that you wouldn't have wasted effort, but it is what it is. So let's go ahead and improve the reliability of our brakes. And I think it said front wing was crucial, although technically the gearbox was crucial as well. So let's do that. We'll switch that all the way over. Okay, these guys are in their ideal positions. It'll happen one day after the race, so that's pretty good. And we have 12 days to go. And we've almost gotten the reliability of all the parts that we use all the way up. And we're good on sponsors this time around, so there's nothing to choose for that. We're going to have a pause at the end of the month here, or the beginning of the month. And now it's time for the race. Now, the parts should be fitted properly, as we should have the best part being used by Santa Ana, which it appears that that is the case across the board. Yes, it is. All right. Let's go ahead and hop into the race. We're using 16th or above. We already did the part fitting, so let us race. Now, one thing I did see coming up to vote is something I really don't want to pass, and that is a similar system to what I saw in my other series with the Asia Pacific Super Cup, in that only, I think it was the top 8 teams are going to get points, at least with the rule change that's put up there. For the Asia Pacific Super Cup, it was actually the top 6 teams. That's something we really wouldn't want to have happen, because that would make it very tough to advance as a team. At the same time, though, it would also keep us down for the times that our team might be good enough to get up into the upper echelons if we had a consistently average performance with both of our cars. Because that's the problem. If you have a series where you score points regardless, it helps it if you have a team that has more average drivers and average cars to do well as long as you're consistent. But if you have the setup where you only give top teams points, then if you're not at a high enough level, then you don't score points until you reach that level. So as a development team, that might be good. But for the Asia Pacific Super Cup, there's also the possibility of being demoted if you don't score any points, and that obviously is no good. So Let's go ahead and go towards top speed here. And again, I'm going to simulate the practice, so let's confirm that. And then over here, we've got more downforce yet again. This is one of the more handling-oriented tracks. Back that off a bit. Okay, that will do. We need to go softer. And then acceleration, we'll just go a little bit in that direction. All right, that'll be good, and I don't care. Tires is fine. Okay, let's go ahead and get the instant result. Okay, Santana finished 14th. Dior finished 20th. Let's see how good our cars were set up. Looks like we have the rain pretty much right out the gate here. So maybe putting on intermediate tires. We'll have to see. Looks like it's going to be raining for a little while. It does have intermediates on the cars, so that is probably going to be what the AI is doing as well. And we can see that that is indeed the case, that the AI is using intermediates across the board. So usually speaking, yeah, if you follow what the AI does, the AI doesn't always make the best decisions, but you don't have a disadvantage doing what the AI does. So if you never really know. We didn't get any bonus out of our practice. Sometimes I don't really understand how that happens. I mean, all you had to do is go around the track and you should be getting the race trim. I kind of feel that that's a bug of some kind. But I guess we'll just be taking the 2 of these that we have. The nurse ability helps us not at all, though, so that's kind of a wasted thing. And then we can only take 1 benefit here because this is only applying during qualifying. So, yeah, not really great for us. But at this point, I want to get through the season. I want to get to the next season so that we can get better cars, more or less. I'm going to go ahead and push because I just assume that we're going to need to do so as far as the temperature of the tires, just because it's going to be cooler. You're going to have water on the track and what have you. All right, let's go ahead and start. Looks like we're going to be in 1st and 3rd, I believe, as far as the pole position. We can confirm that. Yes, we are indeed 1st and 3rd. Switch over to Dior here and see how long he can hold out. All right, speed up time a little bit. He is in 1st so far. We are going to give him team orders to allow Santana through if she gets there. Let's speed up time even more. So we've got 1st and 5th right now, and now down to 6th. So Dior is going to hold out for a little while. I don't know how much longer he'll be able to hold out. Santana's down in 7th. Okay, now down to 9th. Dior is holding out quite a while. Quite surprising. Okay, so Santana manages to get back into 7th. She must be really in a pack up there. Or back there, I should say. Dior continues to do decently here. Santana's down in 14th at this point. Okay. Now he finally loses it. As Mustafa Al-Sadat, our driver from our other series, passes us and gets into 1st. Now, granted, by this point, with Archer BMR, I had won the series, so looks like the AI is handling that team a little bit differently than how I handled them. I have a feeling that we're not going to be able to ride these tires all the way to the point where it's not wet anymore. Probably going to have to change them, which is going to make things rough. We're in 4th and 12th here, so Dior is really starting to drop his place in places here. But he actually manages to eke out a position briefly. If he's not careful, though, he'll lose a lot of positions trying to make aggressive moves. Granted, we told him to be a little bit aggressive, so there's that, too. Alright, so he has the inside track, but not the speed, so loses more positions. And Santana will be catching up here pretty soon, and because we've told him to let her through, he will. Okay, so there was a crash up ahead, but it's not a serious enough one that they are going to put out a safety car. So Santana's now up into 8th. And we're getting to that point where we could probably back off the push, which I'm going to do with Dior. I'm not going to do that with Santana. Santana, we're going to stay on the more aggressive stance. And in a lap or two, we're going to have to come in. So 9th and 10th at the moment. I don't know why there's this huge gap in between some cars. We do have some pitting going on. I'm going to go ahead and pit Santana, I think. It's a little bit early to do that. Alternatively, I could keep her out and pit Dior instead. Well, I'm going to have to make a decision one way or the other. I'll pit Santana. We'll pit, and it's still going to be rainy, so I'm going to go ahead and take the intermediates again. We're going to have to really abuse these intermediates, though. All right, so as fuel-wise, I'm going to try and get... Okay, it looks like 9 seconds is going to be the optimal amount of time spent there. And we'll continue and pit. All right. I mean, I may be able to push things for Dior and get him out there when he doesn't need intermediates anymore. All right, you're just going to attack these tires. All right, so Dior is in 9th. As I said, we could have him stay out until the weather starts getting drier. It's going to be tight, though. But I'm going to try. We'll see. All right, so he's in 8th. Santana's in 9th. But she has a pack behind her. I do have to keep in mind his fuel, though. There's only so long we're going to be able to stay out. I'm going to have him go around one more time, and then we're going to take... Oh, people are taking dry tires now. I don't think now is the right time, though. I'm going to wait one lap. Now we're going to call the pit. Pit. And we'll give you... softs. And we obviously need fuel. Looks like 12 seconds is going to be good. We're going to do a fast pit for him. Okay. You're starting to get rather warm. You can push rather than do that. We're going to have to keep Santana out a little bit longer. Maybe too long. I might just pit her anyway, though, because I think it's going to be too dry if I wait too long. Let's see. The car in second is on intermediates and didn't come in. So we might be okay. We'll keep Santana out one lap. Okay. Now you can queue a pit. You can go on softs. You can get fueled up. I'm going to try and... 5 seconds looks like good, although it's going to be 7 seconds without the fast pit. And away we go. So she might slow down here once it gets drier. Although he's complaining about inners, so it must be wet enough that we're okay with that. Alright, I don't think we lost out too much with Santana there. We came in right when we needed to. And let's see what position we come out in. It looks like we're going to be out in 8th. And away we go. And yours in 10th. So I think that worked out okay. Let's take a look at the weather. It looks like it's going to be sunny for the rest of the race. Okay, so we're 9th and 10th. This is probably one of the best races we've had so far this season. And again, I think this is a thing that we can take into next season, seeing that our cars are starting to actually compete. We're still at the back of the pack, most cases, but with a more handling-oriented track like what we've got, we're not too far or too bad off. Now, I'm not really using the... Out of curiosity, we would need fuel, so I am going to start pushing the engine here, because we don't get any consequences for pushing our engine. Another thing I need is a little bit of temperature in these tires, so let's push with him. So we're 9th and 11th now. See if Dior can hold his position and get a little bit more points here for us. Also push some temperature into these tires. The reason I'm doing this is I'm going to have to refuel anyway, and if I have no consequence for my parts condition, I figure why not. I could probably get away with it over here too. There, that should do it. And we'll go back to neutral here. Hopefully that'll help him keep 11th. And we may be catching up with the guy in 8th. It's kind of hard to say. Our tire life's not too bad for both of our cars. Dior will have to pit first. And probably pit in a couple laps here. Alright, well, so far so good. We'll have to see. Car in 4th position looks like they're going to be pitting. We have a guy in 6th just pitted. We might just pass him. There we go, up into 8th. Okay, so Dior's tires are starting to look kind of dicey. Let's go ahead and tell him to pit. And we've got 8 laps to go. I don't know if these kind of tires would last that long. I'm going to go with mediums just to be certain. And we will fuel you up. We need at least 8 laps worth of fuel. And it looks like that's actually the optimum refuel too. And then we get a 7-second pit. That's pretty good. Pretty happy with that. And let's have you pit. And then let's switch over to Santana. Santana, I would like to keep out a little bit longer. Might just be this one lap though. I guess you can push your tires here. Alright, this guy is kind of on our butt, though. We have some pitting up ahead of us. So let's try and take advantage of that. Although we're just coming around as they're coming out, so it's going to be close. Alright, we're just behind them. Okay. Let's cue the pit now, because we're going to need to. And... I think we can get away with softs would be close, though. Let's just be certain here. We'll take the mediums. And at this point, we need 7 laps. Alright, well, that's probably over refueling anyway, but that's going to be a 9-second pit for us. Okay. We're in 8th, which is not bad. You can probably back off on that and stay on that. Go ahead and push for me, if you would. Okay, Dior has an opportunity to get out here. 15th, not too bad, all things considered. Go onto a neutral stance. He has excess fuel, so I'm going to burn it. You want to back off for right now. We're also going to back off to a neutral stance. Okay, we'll be pitting here. It doesn't look like we'll lose any positions, or at least not much. We only lost 1 place. So that's good. I'm happy with that. We have excess fuel in Santana's car as well, as at this point we only need 6 laps worth of fuel, and we have more than that. So I'm going to push the cars here. But I'm going to have to keep an eye on the fuel gauges, because this is... a pretty early push that we're doing here. Also, we're going to have to push some temperature into these tires every so often, just to get them back up to the neutral point. Dior's in 13th, which is not bad for him. And we're up in 9th, which is pretty good for us. With Santana, that is. It looks like we're going to need a little bit of push there. So now we only need 5 laps worth of fuel, and we both have more than 6 here, so we're going to continue to push. We are catching up to the car in 8th here. Okay, now we only need 4 laps worth of fuel, so we still have plenty in the tank. We did run out of fuel last race, though, so we're going to have to be careful. Temperatures are still taking a while to get there, so we're just going to keep going the strategy we have so far. It's a problem with the harder tire compounds. It's hard to get the temperature up in them like you can with the softer ones. Looks like Dior is losing some positions here and there. Might drop down to 15th. Now the rest of the pack's going to be on some worn down tires. We're going to have better tire life than them, so maybe have a little bit more speed. Although with Dior, the cars behind him actually have comparable tire life. Okay, we're going to go ahead and back him off here. We only have 2 laps to go. Ooh, rain coming in. Might be too late to change the tires. Okay, tire temperatures are starting to get there with Santana. So I may back off here in the next few seconds. We do have a car in 10th behind us. Okay, we only have a couple more laps to go, and we have more than enough fuel. So Dior finally falls to 15th. He has a decent cushion between him. We're on the last lap. We have plenty of fuel. I'm going to go ahead and push with both cars at this point. We're fighting to keep 9th. We have to go around one more time with Santana. Dior, on the other hand, because he's been lapped, I'm going to go ahead and attack here. I don't know if that's going to make a difference, but the car in first is going to come across the line pretty soon. Okay, we're getting close here. I gotta have her overtake here. Come on, come on, come on, come on. There you go. You should have enough fuel to do this. Go, 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 go. There we go. A little bit of pushing at the last second is all you need. All right, not bad. 9th and 16th. That's probably the best finish for Dior so far this season. And 9th is really good for Santana, all things considered. Okay. So let's continue here. Let's see how this affects the standings. We have a lot of penalties that happened, apparently. And that might have been one of the things that really helped us. No demotions that I can see. So it looks like 9th and 16th is going to be how it finishes. And as far as the drivers go, that allows Santana to jump over Alex Rogers, her rival, and leads him by a decent number of points. 5. And maybe we can stay on top. I don't think we're going to catch Kuji here, but maybe we'll be able to keep the 17th spot just for, bragging rights over Rogers, Santana's rival. And we're still solidly in last place, though, with the driver standing, and it's unlikely we will make that up. But at least our expectations coming into next year should be on the low end, so it'll be easy to please the chairman. All right, Santana continues to grow. We get some morale back in Dior, not that I really necessarily care. And our marketability goes up a little bit. That's going to really help. honestly. So that's good to see. And we get our sponsorship, so that's good too. And away we go. Now, next season, what I might do is whoever I replace Dior with, I might just pick somebody that has a lot of marketability to help us with sponsors. Because Santana is terrible with marketability. She's a decent driver, but marketability-wise, not the best. Unless I can pick up two drivers that are both better than the current drivers I have, I'm probably just going to re-sign Santana. She's been the face of the team in these hard times. So we get the car condition update and so on. Go ahead and just get to the car repair finish. And there we go. So I think this is a good point to go ahead and put a cut in the video. So I hope you guys have enjoyed. This is Mouse Gunner signing out.